All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Chang podcast. This is episode 35 featuring Ddeannamariie. Hey, Deanna.
Hi.
Thanks for joining. I appreciate the time and effort, to be here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Everyone, you guys can see the panel on the top right. This is episode 35. Time flies. Can't believe we've already gotten this far. And on the bottom right, you could see our Instagram tags, like our users, so feel free to drop us a follow if you haven't already. There are two commands for this podcast. The first one, well, Franco actually just used one, !guest. So if you haven't already followed Deanna on Twitch, please do so. She's planning to stream in the future, so be on the lookout. And then the second one is !podcast. So to give you guys a better understanding of why I do these is because I want to get to know my friends on a more personal level. So that's why I find podcasts to be a great way for them to express themselves and to talk about their life experiences. So yeah, we're gonna jump into Deanna's life. Here we go. Let's start off with a brief introduction about yourself, Deanna. You could include some of your hobbies and interests.
Well, first off, my name's Deanna. I am 20 years old. I'm currently part-time working, but I'm a full-time student at a college. And I do enjoy hanging out with friends, living life. So, yeah.
All right. So where are you from?
I am from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Nice.
Yeah.
How would you explain or describe your own personality?
I'd say very shy because most of my life I was always a quiet kid. I didn't really talk to a lot of people. Like during high school, I was still the quiet kid. Nothing's changed after graduation, but yeah, I'm nice and I like to help people out a lot. So anytime they have a problem, I'm always like, oh, you can count on me first. Like, always just kind of be there for them,
Mm-hmm. So you would consider yourself more of an introvert than extrovert, huh?
Yeah. It was never easy making friends pretty much my whole school year.
Oh, wow. Okay, we'll definitely talk about that. Okay, so let's get into the very beginning of your childhood life. Let's talk about what life was like growing up in general. Give us like a good overview, and then I'll ask you specific questions.
Okay, well, growing up, it was nice, but then, my parents split up when I want to say 9 years old, maybe. So it kind of sent me to a dark place that no child wants to be in. And then now I understand more, so I'm not questioning oh, why was I at fault or this and that,
Mm-hmm. So talk about your relationship with your parents and if you have any siblings, like from back then and versus now.
My relationship with my parents, it's pretty good. I think I'm more closer to my mom than my dad. But, they're both my best friend and parent and all in one. And my siblings, they're both younger than me, so they don't really want to hang out with me. They just kind of want to do their own thing. Which is fine. They're kids.
Speaking of that, what's the age gap between you and your siblings?
Well, for me and my brother, he is 10, so we're 10 years apart. And then my other brother, we're 15 years apart.
Wow.
It's a pretty wide age gap.
Yeah. So you're the eldest, okay.
Yeah.
So in your specific city where you're from, what's the diversity like with the people?
There's some good people, but there's a lot of not so good people. So I kind of just don't talk to anybody. I just keep to myself wherever I'm at.
How would you describe like type of city you're in?
Mm.
Like based on what's around.
It's average, I guess. It's not too small, but it's not
Hmm.
big either. It's kind of just right.
A lot of like businesses and type of stuff like that, or you have.
Yeah, like there's like Old Navy, Target, TJ Maxx, like big businesses like that, and there's
Mhm.
also like some small ones.
Okay, let's talk about your school experiences as a kid. So, what can you tell us about how you lived during your elementary years, and then you could proceed from there, including your middle school and high school life.
Elementary, I'd say it was pretty good. I think that was the most like happiest times. I wish I could just go back and relive it all over again. Middle school, it was difficult because a lot of kids wouldn't talk to me. They would just make fun of me and call me names that aren't really true. And even high school, like I kind of had to find a friend to sit with at lunch and to hang out with. I wasn't really like part of anyone's friend group. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. And after graduation, now they all want to talk to me, and I'm like, no, I'm all set.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was like the people specifically, but like, what did you do to kill time during those days? Like, were you in activities, sports, clubs?
I did my freshman year of high school. I did soccer, but that was the only year. Every other year, I just kind of went home, did my homework, and then did whatever.
So soccer, okay, okay. No other specific like clubs or activities, like being involved.
No, I just didn't find interest in any of them at the time.
Hmm. That's totally fair. So what would you say your like class stereotype was? What kind of kid were you known as?
Probably like the quiet, nerdy kid, kind of.
Quite a nerdy kid.
Mainly quiet. Yeah.
So during that time, what are your were your hobbies versus now?
Mostly they're pretty much the same. I like to do art still. It's not great, but I'm getting better at it. Uh, there's a lot more, but I can't remember.
It's okay. It's like you're answering everything from the top of your head right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you want to talk about that? Like what kind of art you're into and what you've done before?
um, I kind of just draw anything. Like if I think of something, I'll draw it. Like I drew a butterfly, but it wasn't great, so I kind of got rid of it.
Is it with
And then
pencil?
I drew, yes, some of them are with pencil, but then later on I colored them in and made them look better.
Hmm. Drawing is great.
Yeah, it really like relieves the stress off of me.
Let's talk about. Well, actually, what would you say? Um, what type of drawing that you've done already is considered as your favorite? Do you have like a piece in mind?
I did draw a dog, but I have no idea where I put it.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to find it because I thought that one was like super good.
A dog?
Every other one, yeah, just like the head of a dog. I didn't do the whole body.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I did, but that one's my by far favorite.
So you mentioned soccer. Let's talk about that. How did you get involved with soccer, and what was the experience like for you?
I got involved by, I think, a friend because they were telling me, oh, you should try out. And I kind of self-doubted. I was like, oh no, I won't be good. I won't be good. And I tried out, made the team, and they were my friends for like 2 years, and then we kind of just fell off.
Any highlights from soccer though for you, I guess?
I'd say working as a team, it kind of made the experience a lot better. Like it didn't matter if we won the game or if we lost it.
Okay. How were you academically? Since you were the type of kid to just, go home, do your homework.
Mm, I know high school it was rough because at the time I wasn't really trying my hardest. But because I'm in college now, it's like all A's, all B's. Never got like a C or below.
Dang,
So
that's good.
I kind of wish I tried in high school.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so soccer was the only sport. Have you ever sustained any, like, physical injuries? Like, any
No,
severe
never in my
ones?
life.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, I was always the one that was really, really careful.
Okay, let's talk about bullying. So that's like a huge topic that I usually bring up, and it sounds like you've endured some of that throughout your life. So do you want to
Yeah.
talk about that experience and tell us how you handled those situations?
Mm, doesn't matter like what grade I start with.
Nope, it doesn't matter. You can tell us as much as you want. This is like your time to be as detailed as possible. Yeah, talk about stories.
I'm not gonna mention like names or anything, but
Yeah.
in middle school, like I want to say like sixth grade, this girl would like push me against the lockers, just basically push me around everywhere. And I finally had enough, and I told her, I was like, the hell, stop. Like, just leave me alone. It's really nothing I can do. Because she was a lot taller than me. And ever since I confronted her, she stopped, and now we're kind of friends, not really. And then high school, it wasn't really much. It was kind of all talking behind my back, so I never really knew what they were saying.
Mm-hmm. So it was just like
Kind of
people.
like the stupid things.
Oh, okay. Just talking about you
Yeah,
behind your back.
yeah. Even middle school, like that's when I really started like my lady problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it went through one day, and there was a guy. He could just kept making fun of me, and I was like, I thought I was dying. I really thought like I was dying from it because
Wow.
that's what he kept saying. He was like, "Oh, you're dying," and blah blah blah, and I believed it like an idiot.
So how did
Yeah,
how did that all stop though? Like how were you able to just live through it?
I kind of just ignored him every day. Like he would say something, and I just kind of looked at him and looked back at whatever I was doing.
Same for
And ever
the
since
other
I
girls too.
kept ignoring him, yeah, just ignored him. Didn't pay any attention to it.
And aside from bullying, have you ever found yourself like in any physical altercations or fights?
No,
So you stayed
I
out
kind
of
of
trouble.
avoided that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
because I was always taught like for the answer. Doesn't matter what the situation is. It's just not worth it.
So is there anything else you want to talk about in regards to like your entire school life to give us a better understanding of what you went through? Because we're gonna talk about specific like relationships and friendships later, but this is just specifically your school life.
Not really. It was kind of just repetitive.
Hmm. Throughout the years. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So transitioning from high school, what was life like after that? How'd you decide to like live your life after high school?
After high school, I just thought like I'm gonna get a degree in whatever I choose because I'm still indecisive. Get a degree, get a good paying job, maybe buy a house if I can, because depending on what the market is like a couple of years from now, it could change. But right now, it's kind of skyrocket high.
Hmm. Especially in your area too,
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
like there's apartments that not for just like one floor, just the whole thing in general. It's like a $500,000.
Wow.
It's pretty expensive. Yeah.
So you're still figuring things out in school right now, but how do you specifically choose that school to go to?
Just because it was cheaper. Like I could go to a 2 year and then transfer to like a 4 year university,
Hmm.
just so I can maybe get my 2 years prices instead of paying the full 4 year.
So you're still finishing that right now?
Yeah, I'm on my last year right now.
Nice. Are you good with like school and stuff? Is it a lot harder or what?
It's starting to get harder now because and I think I told you before, I had like 4 papers to do.
Hmm.
I just finished one of them this week, and now I have 3 more to do, but they're either due in December or November, like late November.
Yeah. Ooh, you got it. You have time.
Yeah, I got plenty of time. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some of your work experiences. So, if you've had more than one, just talk about the very first one and just move on from there. What do you do and what's it like?
When I was in high school, I worked as a cashier in 2 different supermarkets. They weren't really good because the first one, like the manager was pretty much a pedophile. I was 16 and he just tried getting with me, and I told him this is unprofessional. I'm no longer working here. And then the second one, it wasn't bad. I just was really unhappy because people that would come in, they would scream at me, they would tell me like threats, everything. And then recently I left a dog daycare because she wouldn't follow my school schedule. She would kind of give me too many hours that I couldn't do homework. And now I work at a bank, so it's a lot harder because I have to relearn everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough.
So, two supermarkets, dog daycare, and now a bank, right?
Hmm.
So, it definitely sounds like you've dealt a lot with, just different customers, different type of people. Do you have any
Yeah.
specific, like, crazy or interesting stories to tell us of what you've encountered?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but it was basically where people could send money to, like, from USA to Russia for however much they wanted. And for this person, it denied it, and I didn't know why. It just said, can't do it, sorry. So I tried telling that customer, like, this is either over your limit or they're just denying it and not telling me why. There's nothing I can do to figure out why. You would have to call them yourself.
Hmm.
And he just started screaming at me. He was like, F you, I was like,
Oh.
okay, you can leave. It was terrible. I mean, there was a lot of times where I was kind of scared because they would threaten, oh, I'm gonna leave you outside and all
What?
kinds of threats. Yeah. But I'm glad I'm out of that situation and into a more family-like environment.
Yeah. So the I'm curious to know, like, you mentioned that this supermarket manager was like basically a creep, right? How did
Yeah.
how did you find yourself in that position though? Like working at that supermarket and
Like,
what's
how did
the
it all happen?
yeah, like how did you get that job and then how did that escalate?
I got that job because it was recently like opening in my area, so I was like, oh, this is a perfect chance. Like, I can make my own money and go to school. So I was kind of excited, but then after I think a year went by, he found my Instagram, my Snapchat, my Facebook, everything.
Mhm.
Like all my social media in the same day, same hour. And now he doesn't work there, thank God. But it took a lot. Like I had to kept going there, getting more girls that happened to it, and told them like he should not be working here. This is terrible. You have 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds working here.
Yeah.
It's it's not okay.
Oh, that's insane.
It's, yeah, it was really insane.
Any highlights from all of your working experiences? Like what have you
Mhm.
learned from each of those jobs, you could say?
A lot more customer service skills I gained from it. Like with all the negative customers I had, all the terrible coworkers I've had, I definitely notice I can keep my cool, I can keep my temper down, just pretend to be calm,
Mhm.
even though I'm not, but I think I really learned a lot from them.
What's it like working at that dog daycare though?
It was fun. Like I do miss the dogs and I do miss I think like 4 people from there
Mhm.
because they were amazing, but it's just
Hours?
a lot of yeah, the hours were not really working for me.
Mhm. So as of now, you're just juggling between school and work, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, let's move on to some of the social aspects in your life. Are you big on like partying, events, festivals, raves?
I mean, my where I'm from, like we have sometimes like little feasts, and they're pretty popular here, so I'll go to those. But any parties, I never really wanted to. I just wasn't the party type.
Yeah,
I was more of a work, go to school, and that was it.
that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, some of your interests. Are you what type of music do you like? Name like your current favorite artist or song.
I like a few different genres. Like I like some pop, hip hop, rap, rock a little bit. I think that's it. But currently, my favorite artist is Little Skies because I always listen to him.
Mm-hmm. Little Skies.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a favorite song?
Probably his whole new album. I like all of them.
Nice. Okay. Haven't heard it myself. Are you big on any of the following anime shows or movies?
Some TV shows, like me and my boyfriend are currently watching You, and I think we're on season 3 now. I don't know what episode we're on, but we're hooked on that.
Ooh, nice. Okay, okay. Um, Here, give us like your current top 5 shows that you've ever watched.
I want to say you because I always want to watch it with him, but he's never either he's tired or he just got home from work, so Like we'll hang out and we'll watch it, but then one of us falls asleep. I don't know. I haven't really watched any TV or movies recently.
You have like old favorites at least?
Probably from like years ago, but I can't remember their names. I know me and him watched, I think Venom, and I really liked that movie. I think that was it.
Got it. You and Venom. Okay, let's talk about relationships and heartbreak if you ever encountered any. Let's talk about the first one of however many, and then just briefly tell us when and what happened, I guess.
I know my first relationship was in freshman year.
Okay.
I wasn't really happy because he just wasn't a good guy to me. Like, he would control me, he left bruises on me, and everything. And then the second person, I think it was like, not junior year, I think sophomore year. We dated for like a year, and then he just broke it off after a year. He was like, "Oh, I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm ready to commit." And I was like, kind of heartbroken at that. But now that I'm with my boyfriend now, we've been dating for almost 3 years, and it's been happy ever since.
How'd you meet the first two? Was it just from school and then you just got together during your
Yeah, both
freshman and
high
soph?
school. Like we had, well, not my freshman year. I met him through a mutual friend that we have. And then the second one, we had same classes. And it kind of started off like we were friends and then got more than that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that the same for your current? Did you guys meet through school?
Yeah, he was a junior, I was a senior. And we had a mutual friend. I was talking to her in my locker, and he kind of came up to us and said hi to me, gave me a hug, everything. And I thought I was kind of not like realizing he liked me, but I was like, oh, it's just another friend. We'll probably be best friends or something. And then we started talking, and then come January 2019, we got together.
Awesome. So based on all of your like dating experiences so far, what advice would you give to like others? Just general relationship advice.
I have a few.
Yeah, that's cool.
Don't put up with like all the red flags. Like as soon as you see one red flag, just leave because it's gonna get worse if you stay. And I feel
Good one.
like if he's hitting you, if he's punching you, anything like that, like any kind of abuse, leave because it's only gonna get worse. It could be anything because my cousin went through it. Like she was dating this kid and he held a knife to her throat. And
Wow.
I would not want to see anyone going through that.
Mm-hmm.
So I say leave. Like, I don't care. You can love them all so much, but leave.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So yeah, red flags. That's a good advice right there for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have more, or was that it?
Kind of went all together.
Mm-hmm.
That way I wasn't listing like a lot.
Okay, so this is kind of like generally the same topic, but mental health. How are you doing as of now? And when you were at your lowest point, how did you kind of overcome that? What did you do?
My lowest would have to be when my parents split up.
Mm-hmm.
I fell into a really deep, like, depression. It was terrible. Like, my mom tried having me talk to counselors. I just never talked. I thought, oh, they're getting paid to listen to me. I don't want to talk to someone who's not going to listen.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of just dealt with it on my own. I just kind of was like, kind of distracting myself in a way. Like I would play video games, I would play with friends, I would call them, I would talk to them about anything. And now I'm doing a lot better. I feel like I overthink still a little too much, and that's something I have to work on, especially with my relationship. But I feel like I'll get there.
So you feel like you're okay right now, just still working on it yourself?
Yeah, like the overthinking does have to stop because I think the most absurd scenarios that are not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking on that divorce when you were like 9 years old, what was like going through your head? Like, did you see this coming? Like, how did you process that your parents were just like splitting up?
I kind of was in shock. Like I thought, oh, it's not going to happen. They're just in a fight right now. It'll get better. It'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what happened. All I remember is I know my dad moved out. He had his own place. And then I moved to South Carolina for like a couple months and then moved back here and
Like,
kind of just blamed myself almost. I thought, oh, it's my fault. Like they're splitting up. I should have been a better kid. And but I know now, like it wasn't me. It was them two. They were fighting a lot, and they just weren't happy together.
mm-hmm. So South Carolina,
Mm.
you moved with your mom?
Yeah, my mom, and then I had a bulldog.
Ooh, a bulldog.
Yeah.
Does that mean so that means your siblings, right? They're half siblings?
One of them's my blood brother, and then the other one is my half brother. But I still consider him my brother.
So how was it for you to have like to see your parents like get into other relationships back then?
At first, I hated it. Like I was too young to understand. So any I met like one of my mom's ex-boyfriends, and I was telling her like, "Oh, I hate him. He's not dad, and why can't you just get back with him?" And I was just so angry because I was young. I didn't know any better. Same thing with my dad. I was pretty mean to his ex too.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm older and my mom's married now, and my dad, I think he's engaged now. They're a lot happier, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
It's nice to see it that way.
Yeah.
So you mentioned moving to South Carolina. Why did you guys go down there?
I'm not really too sure because I was young.
Yeah.
They didn't really tell me why. Yeah,
So you experienced life down there for a bit then, right? Do you still remember that?
a little
First
bit,
day.
not really. I remember the teacher that I had there when I was, I think, in middle school. She was really, really sweet.
All right. So, let's talk about friendships. Um any specific friendships you want to talk about, like want to reference how important it is to you, or do you feel like you have people that you could trust and feel comfortable talking to?
Yeah, like there's this one friend. We used to live in the same town. Now we're in different cities or towns, and I think we've been friends now for 15 years or 14 years. And she's like the number one person I go to for anything, like whether it's advice or just to talk, catch up. I have a couple more friends, but they're not as close with me
Yeah.
as her. Yeah.
have you had like any fallouts with like really close friends? Do you want to talk on those experiences?
Hmm. I did have a couple. Like I thought, because it was freshman year, I thought I was gonna have all these friends forever, and as school went on, we were in different classes or different like week cycles because my high school had week cycles like week A, week B. I would be in week A, all my friends would be in week B, so we kind of just never saw each other,
Mhm.
didn't talk, we just fell off.
I just fell off like that. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as of now, what are your current goals and aspirations in life?
Definitely finish college because there's a lot of days where I feel like giving up completely, just saying I'm done, no more. I complain about that, but I'll get through it. And figuring out what I want to do is another goal. By I think December, I want to be certain.
Oh, that's coming soon. You want to figure it out
Yeah,
right on the spot.
I do right before I start like thinking, okay, what about this university? Does it have this?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about some travel experiences that you've ever had or adventures. What were those experiences like? And where do you want to go in the future for travels?
Um, I know I've been to California. I think in Hollywood, I seen like I don't know if it's real or not, but I seen like celebrity houses, and I saw like the what is it called? The stars on the walkway on like the side. I've
Oh,
seen
like,
those.
you mean in Cali?
Yeah,
Oh, Hollywood? Yeah. Got it,
yeah.
got it, got it.
I saw like the Hollywood sign. I thought it was pretty cool. Trying to think, where else have I gone? I went to New York. I went
Oh,
to Times
okay.
Square. I really want to go there for Christmas just to see what it's like. And I want to go there New Year's Eve, but I know it's really packed there, so I don't know if I'll ever go. I definitely want to see like I want to go to Greece too because I heard it's really beautiful there too.
Hmm. Greece. So,
Yeah.
how would you describe like the difference between like New York and Hollywood, Cali, and your place? What did you like about those different areas?
I liked Cali because it was not really too crowded. It was kind of spacious. Like it was just huge. Like everything was just huge to me.
Hmm.
And I like the warm weather too. But I know some people, like my family lives there and they get tired of it. And then New York, I just liked it because it was a big city. It was beautiful, especially at nighttime. And then where I'm from, I like it, but doesn't compare to either of those places.
Sick. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about social media. What social media platforms do you use, and what has your experience been like with those, aside from Twitch? Because we'll talk about Twitch right after this.
Okay. I have Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, but I don't use my Twitter that often. I made an account because I thought I was going to use it, but I just never go on it. I think that's it. Oh, I have Facebook too. I remember I mentioned that.
Okay, now for Twitch. How did you learn about Twitch, and how did you, get into it and start like interacting with people?
I got into it because my friend I think he's actually in the chat too. Epic. He's actually my friend, and he showed me like his stream, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, you can meet and interact with people, make friends. And ever since, I've been hooked on it.
Oh, he's your IRL friend?
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice. Okay, so more about Twitch. You plan to stream in the future, right?
Yeah.
What's the timeline looking like right now? And what are you gonna stream when you actually get to it?
Right now, I'm still thinking about like what PC to get because I'm not really too familiar with them. So I want to get like a good one that I can rely on and just like a good one that I can. And for what I'm gonna stream, I have no clue yet. But I'm open for anything.
Like, you're into gaming? You might get into that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I might get into that, like Valorant. I've seen people play and I want to try it.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's streaming, games, and stuff. So, how has your Twitch experience been like so far? Like, who have you met that you want to mention, and like, what great memories have you made so far?
Yeah, I don't know. I met a couple people, but one person I don't talk to anymore for I don't even know why. I just kind of got blocked on Twitch, and I was like, oh, okay. But everybody else that I've talked to and kind of hung out with, not in real life, but like just chatting, it was pretty good. Like I know Dreamy Kev, he always says hi to me, and we kind of have like a small talk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's Andy, that's his username too.
Yes.
And you still owe him his milk tea.
I felt like you were gonna bring that up.
Yeah. He
Speaking of
reminds
that,
me all the time.
mm-hmm. You're gonna try milk tea one day.
Yeah, one day, if I ever find it. It's on my bucket list.
You got it. Other than that, how would you say Twitch specifically has impacted your life? Has it changed you for better or worse, or what would you say?
I think it changed me for the better. Like I'm more open to make friends now. I'm more understanding of like how people can be. Like not everyone's horrible, not everyone's out to get me. So it was kind of an eye opener. Like, wow, there really is nice people out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so this was asked by one of our wonderful guests. This was earlier.
Okay.
Who would be in your top 5 friends that you like spending time with?
Oh God. I know he's not really a friend, but my boyfriend would be one of them.
That's fair.
I know he's not a friend, but Epic and his girlfriend, because they're really cool people to hang out with.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And then my friend Sabrina and Sadie, who I don't know in real life, but I met her through TikTok, and she's like by far the best friend I've ever met.
Nice. Wow, through TikTok.
Yeah. I didn't even think it was gonna happen, but it did.
Okay, we're gonna come down to some random questions. And
Okay.
if anyone in chat has specific questions for Deanna, feel free to ask, and I'll let her know what you guys say. So, what are some of your greatest pet peeves?
Oh God. I'd say like chewing with the mouth open. I don't know. I can't stand the noise. I can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think any other pet peeves that I have. Like I can't think of them on the top of my head, but as soon as someone does it, it's like
Yeah,
stop.
it's okay. These are like questions you would have to think on the spot, so.
Yeah.
Alright, question from Franco. What position did you play in regards to soccer during your freshman year?
I don't remember like the correct term,
Mm-hmm.
but I was somewhere in the front. I think front field. That doesn't even sound right. I know I was somewhere in the front, and then I was in midfield too. That's
Oh, like
mainly where I was.
midfield and forward? Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Forward.
Ooh, great question, Spirit. Okay. What's one thing you wish you did at a younger age that you realized now?
Wait, repeat that one more time. Sorry.
What's one thing that you wish you would have done at a younger age that you've realized now? So, like,
That's hard.
yeah.
I don't know.
Could be anything.
I feel like I feel like I could have been more social.
Okay.
Like
That's an answer.
I was too quiet as a kid. I could have had like tons of memories in elementary and middle school, but I just kind of stayed quiet, and I realize now that I'm way too quiet. It's kind of awful.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm meeting new people, especially with school, because I don't know anybody, it kind of forces me to make a friend.
Yeah.
That was a tough question.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. New friends.
Yeah,
Okay, so what are some of your biggest fears?
definitely like heights.
Heights.
Any
Okay.
kind of bug. Like I won't clowns. I can't take it. Trying to
Heights,
think what
bugs,
else.
clouds.
I think that's it. I'm not really scared of anything. It's just those little things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of your best traits or skills, like personally?
I think the best trait is my kindness and like how generous I am. Like I'm always wanting to be there for people, even if I don't know you. I'll tell you like, "Hey, it's okay." Like give you any kind of advice that I can give you. Understand the situation you're in. And a skill, I don't know. I'd say like how I talk to people. Like I kind of I'm not like aggressive or anything, but like kind of chill, nice to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good answers. So you mentioned that you don't like clowns. I don't know if you
Yeah.
were aware that there was a 2016 clown sighting type of thing going on.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
That was my worst nightmare. Like
Were they in your area or what?
I think some of them were. Like my friends saw one. Oh wait, no, there was one where I was in the car with my friend and she seen one and I was like, "No, you're kidding me, right? Like don't tell me you see a clown right now."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Yeah, like I really do. He's behind us." I just started screaming.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, "No, get me home. I'm not dealing with it. Nope." But she was there for me, and she kind of laughed at me now, but it's fine.
All right. how'd you come up with the name Tropical Rum? Like, what is that?
To be honest, I didn't even think of that one. It was my boyfriend because I was asking him because I play on Xbox. I was like, oh, I don't want my gamer tag to be this anymore. I can't remember what it was. And I was like, well, I really want something like that says tropical in it. Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I like Anchor theme. I like the ocean. And he was like, oh, why not tropical rum? And ever since, I just stuck with it. So he gets the credit for that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you consider as your greatest accomplishment in life and greatest regret or failure?
Oh boy. I'd say getting on the dean's list for my college last year and this year is my
Wow.
greatest accomplishment. Yeah. And my failure, I think my biggest regret is not trying hard in high school. Like, not trying to get all A's, not trying to get A's and B's. I think that's my biggest regret. And I should have done more like after school clubs and more sports too.
Okay, now I just have a few more questions, so if you guys in chat have more, feel free to let us know. Yeah. Okay, so what was your first impression of me?
Oh my god, I'm trying to remember. How did I see your Twitch? I think it was through someone, right?
Yeah.
At first, I kind of was like, oh, I'll see how he is. And then I seen one of your podcasts, I think, the next week, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, I wonder if he takes, like, his viewers or if it's just, like, mods or something. And ever since, I was like, he's a pretty cool guy. He's great. I think you're definitely all about, like, your viewers and stuff.
Appreciate that.
No problem.
Let's see, how far along... Oh, Franco's asking about, like, how far along college are you at right now? You're finishing your first 2 years, and then you're gonna transfer, right? That's the plan?
Yeah. I'm in my last year for the 2-year.
Mhm. Okay, down to the last 2. So, who are the top 5 streamers that you find yourself watching the most, like spending the most time watching, even if you don't really watch streams much?
I don't really have a top 5, but I have a top 3. Yeah, top 3. It's you, my friend Epic, and sometimes Extra Wired. Not all the
Oh,
time, but those 3 are my main ones.
wow, you met Hung, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Oh, another question from Sriracha. What is the best ice cream flavor for ice cream?
Probably Oreo. I like that one a lot. Or coffee ice cream.
Oreo or coffee?
But those 2 are my go-to. Pretty
Nice,
plain.
nice. Okay, and the last question that I have right now. So using your connection, who would you like to see as a future guest on this podcast? Or like, what other streamer would you like to see on this podcast, and why?
Probably Epic. Not because like he's my friend, but because he's outgoing and he's wicked nice. I feel like he would enjoy it. I don't know if he's still on here, but if he wants to, I definitely recommend him.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Our friend Epic has been selected. Okay. Do pineapples belong on pizza?
No. But that's awful.
Okay, so why is that? Why is it awful?
I don't know, I just don't think it belongs on a pizza.
Huh.
Plus, I don't really eat pineapples that much, so I feel like those two don't mix. Yeah.
All right. The spirit said, "That's it. She's single." Oh my god.
Oh, I know who that is now.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. So, Deanna, how are you feeling now? I know you were kind of but
Yeah,
nervous
I
to get
was
on.
a little nervous Nancy earlier.
Mm.
But now I'm more relaxed because all the questions, I feel like it made me more comfortable.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Also, it was kind of all about me. So, like,
Yeah.
it's not something
Exactly.
I have to be like, oh, I had to prepare a speech for this. Like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Is there anything else that you personally want to talk about in regards to your life or experiences? Because you could share whatever details you want with us, since this is your
Mm.
time.
I don't have anything right now. I feel like I talked about everything that I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Youngster Joseph asked, "What was one of your favorite moments on Twitch so far?"
Favorite? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite yet, but I feel like the time will come for a favorite.
That's okay.
I'd probably say like the sound alerts earlier.
Oh my gosh.
The sneeze. That had me dying. I can't think of it right now.
So we got a fun fact from Spirit. You
Oh
used to
god.
be allergic to pineapple.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
I love how he's exposing me right now.
Ooh, okay. Franco asked, what is your reasoning for choosing Greece as one of your top destinations to travel to?
God, that's a good question. I don't know. I think I Googled one day in my history class in high school, Greece, for some odd reason. I think it was for a project. And I was like, oh, this place is really beautiful. Like, I want to go to it. But then I saw the prices and it's really expensive to go there.
I bet.
That's kind of stopping me.
Mhm.
Yeah. I also knew who that was.
Okay, so that, that seems to be it. We're good. Everyone got your
All
questions
right.
out. You're feeling okay?
Yeah.
What are you doing for the rest of the night? I know it's like really late for you, right? Like 11:30.
Yeah, 11:30 for me. Probably just chill on your stream if you're still gonna stream. If not, then
Mm-hmm.
probably hop on Xbox, play with a friend if they're on.
Nice. Okay. Wait, what are you playing right now?
Yeah. I was playing Dead by Daylight, GTA.
Ooh.
I was gonna try DayZ, but then it was already almost 10 o'clock, so I didn't get to. And then I played Call of Duty Cold War for a little bit.
Nice. Got some
But those are like
variety.
my go-to games, yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly GTA, because I like it.
Hmm.
Mainly just for the cars.
Okay. So, wait, I missed your question? Oh, no, no,
Oh,
China. I missed that on purpose because I didn't want to hear it again.
What
Oh no.
was
Okay,
it?
just kidding, just kidding. So China, good friend here, asked, "Are you mixed?"
What does that mean?
Like your ethnicity, ethnic background.
I'm half Portuguese, and then the other half is like 5 different things.
Other half is 5 different things.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
If they want, I can name what.
Yeah, if you want, we're gonna wait for China's response. If I'm thinking, oh no, she did it.
I'll name it just in
Yeah.
case. I am well half Portuguese, and then I'm German, French, Irish, Pennsylvania Dutch, and Indian.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a mix.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so China, I guess I'm gonna read it. So China asked if you were mixed, and no matter what you would have said, she said, because you're. Oh, are you good?
Yeah, I'm just getting a charger. My
Okay, okay.
phone's about to die. I'm
I
listening
know.
now.
She said
I'm listening.
because you're looking half fine and half mine.
I love her.
God, China.
China's already starting.
Obrigado. That's the extent of my Portuguese. Ah.
Jeez. Okay. There we go. Sorry.
Now you're fine.
Don't
Okay.
mind that messy there.
So we're gonna close this out, at least for the YouTube portion. And you
Alright.
guys will all see this within the next few days. On YouTube.
Sounds good.
Alright guys, thank you for tuning in to the Chang Gang Podcast, episode 35, featuring Deanna. Thank you, Deanna, once again for being a part of this. Hope you had a great experience. We got to learn a lot about you and your life.
Thank you for having me.
Of
It was
course,
definitely fun to be on here.
glad to hear. Everyone, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already and hit that subscribe button. Do you have any last few words, Deanna, for everyone before we sign off?
I'm good.
Alright guys, take it easy. Stay tuned for episode 36. Peace.